Robson, for your very informative talk on your Warhorse project. Next up, we're still playing around. Nick wants to be last, so I'm rotating people around on the agenda. So next up, we're going to have Jurgen Vollrath. He's a longtime friend of English Language Advocates in the CLF and the Human Rights Institute of Canada, and now he's with PCN Radio Network out of Cornwall with his own radio show called Against the Grain, of which I've been fortunate to do a few interviews with him. And we'll let Jurgen take over.
That's good enough. Thank you, Robert.
Reminds me of a little debate.
First of all, let me take a moment to thank Beth, to thank Kim for this annual event that I'm very, very happy to take part in. It's an amazing organization, and I would have to say, probably some of the first deplorables I ever met. You people are absolutely deplorable, and I love every minute of it. I'd like to thank Professor Robson for once again coming down here and making it so clear how important his issue is. We have already had discussions among some of us at the back how we can propel this forward to the unknowing masses that have a 90-second attention span. This is where we need to focus our attention. These are the people that have been let down by our system. These are the generations that would ask for safe spaces when they see chalk on a sidewalk, when we have soldiers and people who have committed their lives at the age of 17 and 18, laid down their lives. We have gone so regressive, we have gone so far back in our ability to garner our national identity and be proud of what it is. Donald Trump came along and he made that awareness very clear. We do not want a one-world government. We do not want massive immigration. The farmers have spoken. Rural America has spoken. The entrepreneurs have spoken. The people that have been let down by consecutive decades of mismanagement of the political system have spoken in the United States of America. They have spoken across the United Kingdom with Brexit. Hallelujah. 2016 is the beginning of a new revolution for the rights and freedoms of all mankind. I don't have much time, so I'm just going to give you a few minutes here. I have a new radio show out of Cornwall. It is a brand new station. We are all volunteers. This started in the basement of a friend of mine's home who ran against Guy Lozon in the 2009 federal election. His name is Dwight Duga. I love him to death. He was a libertarian who stood up at the podium and explained to the masses in Cornwall at a political debate how we were getting screwed by the globalist bankers in 2009. At that debate, I had brought my sons and their friends. We had 5 cars go to that. There was me and about 20 kids around the age of 20. And every one of those kids at the age of around 20 supported Dwight Duga. They knew that it was the globalist bankers that are stealing our future. They knew that it's not our government representatives who rule us. They knew there was a puppet master above them that told them what to do. They knew. And every one of them walked out of that arena when Guy Lozon, the progressive, conservative candidate who has done absolutely nothing for the riding of Stormont, when he was standing at the door shaking hands, every one of those kids extended their hand, then went like this. Because everyone on that dais dismissed everything that Dwight said about the central bankers and their control over our future. And here I'm going to leave you with this, a little analogy on how I feel where we are. As a former immigrant, I came here as a young man in 1955. I was turning 6 the month after I arrived here. I have been a true Canadian since I dropped my feet on the shores of this country in Montreal. My father brought a work ethic that was second to none. I never saw him growing up. He never came to my baseball games. He never came to my hockey games. He never came to my basketball games. I had no support from him in my youthful aspects. But what I did get from him was a never-ending commitment to work hard for his family and his new country. It never stopped. The values that he has instilled on me to never quit, never stop, is now shown in my radio show. I never in my wildest dreams figured I'd end up here. I never in my wildest dreams figured I'd end up being in about 25 different movies now. Never. I've been a store owner. I have dealt with the federal government and the provincial government on many levels in my resume. I've acted in over 20 movies. This past summer was the first time I went on a movie set in Chesterville, of all places. Chesterville, the old Nestle's factory in this movie, is being portrayed as a nuclear center where people were devising all kinds of schemes. It's a science fiction movie. I went to the movie set, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm 67 years old, okay? I retired at the age of 60. I probably should have kept working for a while. However, getting into the movie business, there's 2 reasons why I got into it. Number 1, I enjoy movies, and my wife always thought I could do it. And number 2, which is the most important part of it, is to try to figure out the mentality of those in the entertainment business that would deny reality, because they do. You've seen the Hollywood reaction to this election. These people, and I'm here to tell you, I'm like a lone card in the middle of this, whatever it may be. I always feel like when I'm with these people, and they're beautiful people. I'm not putting any of these people down. Let me tell you, they're beautiful people, kind-hearted, and they mean so well. But they are so distracted from their lifestyles. They're so distracted with their false sense of the world because they play act all the time. That's what they do, is they play act. So when you're someone who believes in freedoms, like I do, it's like you're lost in the sea of all of this leftism and collectivism. And here's where we're at today. I'm going to leave you with this. I have an analogy of where we are today. Based on what we see out there, the riots that are being called protests. Obviously, the MSM hasn't learned anything. A lot of them call them protests. A lot of us read a protest about a week and a half ago, right? We didn't burn any police cars. We had a permit. We didn't break any windows. Nobody was hauled out of a car and beaten. That's a protest. What you see out there is a riot. And where we are today, with this Brexit victory, with the dismantling of the European Union, which in my mind can't come fast enough. I'm from Germany originally. I personally now know 2 girls that have been raped. I don't even live there anymore. But I talk to people about it and it's just like, oh, well, so what? So what? A village where I was born of 1,000 people gets 6,000 immigrants, and the 1,000 people are supposed to sit there and say, this is okay. Are you kidding? This is coming. This is the UN mandate. You all have to be aware. It's a UN mandate. If they have their way, we take in 5 million tomorrow. That's the UN mandate. Every citizen needs to read Agenda 21 and 30 to know where we are. The lies from the mainstream media need to be stopped. We need to stop giving them a nickel. Don't buy another newspaper. And here's the analogy I want to get to. Right now, we just shot a grizzly bear coming at us full force. The grizzly bear didn't go down. We may think it went down. But I want to tell you something. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton got on that stage the following morning with their concession speech wearing royal purple. Anybody notice that? Royal purple. So, if you think that those platitudes and those niceties that came out of President Obama and Hillary Clinton in their concessions was sincere, you're dreaming. What we need to do now with that bear that we just shot, we need to step on its throat and take it out. Because we are risking our freedoms for our children and our grandchildren if we do not put an end to this. It must stop. They're going to ramp it up, folks. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a new revolution. And you can catch me at donet.ca or go to the languagefairness.ca website. They have linked to my radio show. And I'm here to tell you, my first show, about 6 months ago, 30 listeners. Last month, 30,000 new listeners. This is the new journalism. Citizen awareness is the new journalism. Nick Vandergraat, John Council, all of us who are on the internet, turn us on. Turn the TV off. Thank you.
And we're going to get Jurgen to draw a door prize. There's 11 door prizes. This is the first that we're going to draw. The door prizes are all at the table at the back there.